Following the events of the first movie, Neja is tasked with passing the immortal trials within the space of 7 days in order to save his best friend Ao Bing's soul from dissipating. Film fans YouTube, hello and welcome back to the channel. I am Josh, your Movie Apprentice, and today I am looking at Neja 2, which is voted by yourselves in the community. I very much expected Snow White to win the poll, but a lot of you seem to want to know what I thought of this movie. Apologies for any bad pronunciations of names and characters in this review, but is directed by Yu Yang and starring the voices of Yangting Lu and Mo Han. So a bit of housekeeping to get out of the way before I dive into the meat of this review. I have not seen the first Neja. I tried to find a way to watch it before watching this one, so I was aware of it. Fortunately, I could not find anywhere to watch it apart from The Pirate's Life, and I tend to not go down that route because I like to support movies as much as possible. I am also completely blind to the folklore and stories these films are based on, so if there are any Chinese views out there that stumble across this review, then please feel free to add context in the comments below. And thirdly, this is a film that, quite frankly, I knew nothing about going in, only that it was breaking box office records and is the highest grossing animated film of all time. And the question is it worth the hype, or is it just the case that Chinese audiences have gone out in droves to see this, but it would not translate very well to audiences outside the China or Asia territory? Well, I'm going to say that for me, I really had a great time with Neja 2. It did not necessarily require you to watch the first one because the film gives a nice little minute, 2 minute long recap of the first one, giving you the base information that you need to know so that you can just jump straight in to the second one. There are obviously some character relationships that I had to piece together manually that other people wouldn't know automatically having seen the first one. I thought the film did a great job of setting the scene very quickly and jumping straight into the action. Now, for me, the strongest element of this film is that the animation in this is, for at least the first two-thirds of the movie, absolutely phenomenal. I loved the animation in this. I loved the designs of all the different creatures in this, from the dragons to the people to the demons. Everyone in this looked fantastic, and the scale of what they achieve in this is absolutely outstanding. Now, I will say up front that there is uses of AI in this. They have been very upfront about that, and from what I've been able to research, they've used it to basically speed up certain processes in more complicated sequences, and you can usually tell what them sequences are when you are watching the film, because when we get to the final third of Neja 2, the animation does get very inconsistent. I think it's one of my big flaws with the movie. I found myself took out of it when the animation style seemed to shift at regular intervals. It was very consistent throughout the first two thirds, but in the final third, it felt like 1 minute I was watching a video game cutscene, other moments I was watching a video game cinematic, other times I was watching a quick time event. Like, there are a number of moments in this that did detract from me a little bit. There's even an aspect in the final third where the scale gets bigger in the battles. The individuals evolve to nothing more than pixels being smashed against each other on screen in a colorful flourish, which took away from the drama and intimacy that had been prevalent in this film for the first two thirds. As I look into the story of it, there are basically two plots in this. I feel like the first half of the movie and the second half of the movie have completely different plots, but they naturally connect to one another. It's not like the film randomly changes. It's a nice transition that adds a lot more context to it. It's a very much a slow growth in scale. It's still a very intimate story for the first half of the movie. Then it grows into a massive political action drama in the second half, and that might deter some people, but I thought with the film evolved throughout its runtime to get to that point, felt very natural and very believable. And I will say there are people that will watch this and immediately check out within the first half hour, because toilet humor apparently is a very worldwide phenomenon when it comes to lowbrow comedy, and there was a fair bit of toilet humor in the early stages of this movie. You have Neja, who's this very immature character, this very bratty character, this very aggressive, cool for school character, which is a direct parallel to Ao Bing, who is very much the model child of the two. To give a more in-depth start of the film, their bodies are reconstructed after they were spirits at the end of the first one, but unfortunately, due to A misunderstanding, Ao Bing's body is completely destroyed, and his soul is in danger of scattering. So Neja allows him to inhabit his body as well. So they're sharing Nezar's body, and they have 7 days to get through this and reanimate the lotus flower they use to reconstruct the bodies in order to bring Ao Bing back to a physical form. So the comedy when them two are having these internal arguments with themselves, or Ao Bing's supposed to control Nezar's body, and there's this back and forth between how much he can control, what Nezar has to do in order to give full control of his body over to Ao Bing. I enjoyed all of that stuff. Like, it was a very personalized story for the first half. The comedy I thought was very entertaining. It really brought these larger than life figures, these literal gods, down to a more human level in the early stages. There's a great scene where Neja gives the reins to Ao Bing where he shouldn't, and it leads to a very nice emotional moment, which I thought was really good. And yeah, the story from start to finish, I just thought it was very good when it came to developing Neja as a character, their relationship with Ao Bing, and the external conflicts going outside of this. There is a great thing you rarely see in movies where you usually have your good versus evil side, and for the most part, you feel like you've got your good versus evil solidified, but they have these human exchanges and debates about supplies and morals and ethics and where they stand on a moral compass. I loved all of that stuff. And when we get to that final third where things really pop off, that's when the animation starts getting consistent, and it does get very exposition heavy, having to explain certain things away, which can be very jarring for some people. Like, it is a bit of a whiplash, some of the tonal shifts. Like, there is genuinely a moment that is a very strong, powerful, emotional moment of just pure rage, grief, and anger. And it cuts to two enemy soldiers battling each other, biting each other's tails, making dog sounds, and laughing at each other's misfortunes. Like, the tonal shifts that time between these very serious, gritty moments to the comedy moments are very jarring at times, but for the most part, the bounce between the serious moments and the comedic moments do work very well together. The film does set up for a part three, and I am very much on board for part three of Neja. I thought this had a very good story to it. I love the evolution from start to finish, and it gave some very horrific moments. Like, there was a scene that feels like a harsher version of this one scene from Mulan where they find the burnt village. There is a scene similar to that, only in concept, because the way Neja executes this scene, it pulls no punches with showing the horrors of what has occurred, and the way it really bamboozles the audience. You fully believe you know exactly what has happened at certain moments, only for the carpet to be pulled out from under you. Neja, for me, is a gorgeous painting of a movie that has a great intimate story for the first half, and for me, does falter in the latter third, mainly because as the demands of the animation and the scale goes up, the reliance on AI or even the overworking of the animators is plain to see, and it gets very consistent, and that does pull me out of the movie a little bit, which meant some big, powerful emotional moments don't hit as much as emotional moments did hit throughout the first two-thirds of the movie. But I love the complexities of the characters. I loved the revelations, the way it really messes with the audience and will pull the rug out from under you at any given moment. That is what I very much enjoyed. Neja, for me, is a movie that is well worth your time seeing. Now, has it deserved to break all the records? Well, quite frankly, look at the movies that are the highest grossing of all time. It's mostly sequels or reboots or remakes. I tend to say, don't look at the overall number that a movie has made, because there are some people out there that believe that if a movie has made a lot of money, it's automatically a good movie, which is very much not the case when you look at the movies that are the highest grossing of all time. I personally say, look at the trajectory of the box office, whether it's a steady decline, which usually implies quality at a consistent level, or even a steady growth in it, where word of mouth starts to spread round, so more people will go out to see it because a lot of public have said they are good movies. Those are the ones you want to look out for. Anything that starts off strong and tails off quickly at a rapidly declining rate, those are movies that you should not really bother with. That is my personal argument when it comes to box office take. But this is very much a very good movie that is worth seeing, despite how much it's made in the box office. Even if it only made a couple of 100,000, this is a movie that is definitely worth seeing because it's very much entertaining. And that's what you want from a movie. It's a very much an entertaining movie. And you can tell they pulled out all the stops for this movie. And while it did make the runtime feel a little bit overly long and the animation does get inconsistent, I'm still very much on board for Ne Zha Part 3. Before I get into the grade, if you like what you're seeing on the channel, click the like button and subscribe for more videos that's coming all the time. But without further ado, let's grade this. Ne Zha 2 is a gorgeous movie to look at. The visuals are absolutely stunning. How much of it was human used versus AI generated, I cannot truly say, but I do believe that a lot of this was done by humans and they only used AI for the necessary elements to push the process along during these very complex sequences. This is a film that took years to make. It's been a good 6 years. Well, 5 years, 'cause I think this came out a few months ago in China, so 5 years since the first one. The character work is all good in this. The way the film will twist and turn throughout the runtime is something that you rarely see. That is unpredictable. I did not predict what was going to be revealed by the very end of the movie, which I thought made this film very nice and rewatchable. It's over 2 hours long, but the runtime, you genuinely don't feel it until maybe the last 30 to 40 minutes. That's when you do feel it starting to drag out a little bit, as every time it feels like they get into the big climactic moment, there'll be another one that happens a few minutes later, and that can be jarring. And whilst I don't know where it's going to go from here, I thoroughly enjoyed Ne Zha 2 coming from a Western perspective, and for that, I'm going to have to say that Ne Zha 2 is a good cup of tea. So Ne Zha 2, if you've seen it, if you have, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Is there anyone from the Chinese audience that wants to let me know any additional context about the movie, or is there anything I missed in the respectful way? Anything condescending, I will say I will remove, because I'm quite frankly tired of asking for context and just seeing condescending comments. Educate, don't belittle. It's not that difficult. Coming up on the channel, I will be looking at the new Snow White movie. I'm just going to say up front, all of you that have gone out your way to smear campaign this one needn't have bothered, but that is being saved for when I talk about the review itself. But until next time, everybody, I'm Josh, I've been Movie Apprentice, and I'll see you all in the next video.